Welcome to the Quick Stop Formula One podcast. My name is Nyasha, and you could have been anywhere in the world. You're here with us. We do appreciate it. Today of all days, this podcast of all podcasts, we do appreciate it. And joining me as ever is my co-host and co-founder, Sad Girl Thandie Samantha. How's it going?
Not sad girl, Thandie.
This is your sad girl era.
I'm sad. This is my sad girl era. But
Yeah.
sadness turns into anger.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear it. Look, anger turns into these things. So, not to worry. And look, it's mad. I thought I'd be able to summon something to do this podcast, and I wouldn't just start getting sad, but I could feel it. But you know what would cheer me up? It's a madness. He's a guest so nice, we had to get him on twice. This guy, you know his achievements. We don't even need to talk about the Oscars or the SNL or the work with Trevor Noah. All of them things there. This guy, you talk about F1 performances of the year. I think this guy had it on the grid in Texas. It's a madness. We've got Man Line Travon 3 back in the house. How's it going?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me back.
Oh, man. The pleasure is all ours. Let me tell you now. I had the volume up on full just now, and those gunshots felt like an actual attack. I am so sorry. So look, last time we saw you was Italy. It's when you last came on the show, and then obviously you then went on a mini F1 tour in America and Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And those were your first two Grand Prix, weren't they?
Yeah, those were my first two. It was pretty cool, man. Like Mexico or Austin was hot as fuck. That was cool because I got invited by Team Lewis, and so I got to do that.
Say it again, laddie. You're so cool, you know. Like, sorry. Who invited you out there?
Just Team Lewis Hamilton.
Team Lewis Hamilton.
Little invite.
Little invite. Do you know what I mean?
Wait. Is this before or after you? After we had dinner in London.
This was after.
Oh, sorry.
Do you know what I mean? We thought it couldn't get better.
It was on that trip.
Okay.
Yeah, it was while I was there that I got the invite, so that was cool.
Oh, okay. So really and truly, Nyasha. I don't know how we can kind of bring ourselves into.
I feel like by association, we got invited as well.
Yeah. Everybody. We all got invited.
We were invited.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like everyone's. If Travon got invited, that's like a pass for all of us. Like Black Twitter, we got the invite. Man, that sounds incredible. And I guess for you, obviously we saw you on the grid with Martin and all of that. I guess because you had, I feel like your Austin experience was awesome, but then you were like a special guest of Alfa Romeo as well in Mexico. So what I like, just for some of us who haven't experienced the VIP lifestyle, what was that like? I guess being so up and close with like Formula One and in the paddock, obviously meeting drivers and all of that. I see you and George Russell are best mates. It's a madness. What's that all like?
It's really cool, man. It's so crazy because to get the team invite experience, you get to see everything.
Yeah.
You get to see the whole weekend strategy. You get to see the cars being worked on. You get to see the drivers. You get to see all the things that people just don't really have access to. And it really changes the way you see the sport in like an exciting way. Like even just getting to be in the garage and like watching them work on the cars and like them telling you what they're doing and why they're doing it and all the stuff that you just kind of are guessing throughout the weekend and are like hoping or judging from pictures and all the stuff that people are doing. The person's just like, yeah, we're doing this because of this, because this car did this and this person did this and this time, that time. Like, and you just understand it in a whole different way. And so it was an experience I wish like more F1 fans could have.
Yeah.
It's just so difficult to do, especially right now with like COVID. It's already so restricted of like how many people can be where and go where.
Did you have to do like multiple tests?
Yeah, I did 2 tests, man. And their COVID tests are no fucking joke, bro. They're like the 2020 COVID tests. They're like, hey, like they get in there, bro. They are not messing around. I don't even know how these people are getting COVID because, like the way they test and how often, it's like, man, where are y'all getting COVID from? But the Mercedes tour, Angela gave us a tour of the Mercedes garage, which was really amazing.
Did you sneak off from Alfa Romeo to go to Mercedes?
I may have just so happened to be standing outside the Mercedes paddock.
Oh, okay.
Had a quick chat with Lewis, and then I saw Angela, and
nice.
He was like, "Do you want to see the garage?" And I was like, "Absolutely,
yes,
of course,
absolutely." And no, she gave us a really like in-depth tour. But at the time, both of the cars, Valtteri and Lewis's car, were being worked on for Sunday. And so they were up being worked on. You can see like every part of the engine, like the whole. It was open. The floor of their car was like against the wall in like a back room, and they showed us the floor and like all the changes from 2020 to 21. And then they took us to the engine room. You get to see all the different engines for the weekend and that they've been traveling with. And the engine guy was explaining to us like the differences and like what was like the older engine, the newer engine, and all these different things. It was amazing, man. And then they gave us like a pack of those Mercedes masks that they wear in the paddock, which is really cool.
Nice.
I'm quite jealous of that because they're cool masks.
Yeah,
I do like their masks.
We almost got to. We saw Lewis's steering wheel, but we couldn't touch it because of COVID. So like normally they would have let you like, oh, you want to like hold his steering wheel? It's like, nah, no one can touch anything.
You can't touch that shit.
Angela's the only person who can touch his helmets. So like no one can touch his helmets. And so it was great. Met Bono and like the whole
gang,
the whole crew, and it was nice. I mean, the funny thing was like the only reason I forgot I had the Oscar with me because the only reason why I had it was because the Sunday prior to that race, I was in LA still. And Joey Badass, who's in my movie, was shooting a music video in New York. And I was going to New York on Tuesday and then going from New York to Mexico.
Okay.
And then so he asked to borrow it for his music video, and then he gave it back to me while I was in New York.
So you just
had to go to Mexico with me in order to go back home.
Nice.
And so I was like, fuck, I got to take this thing to Mexico. I was so nervous about it. It was like, I don't know like what's going to happen.
Taking it with me, bro.
And so I like wrapped it up and like put it in like 2 different bags. And then the whole weekend, I just forgot about it because you're out the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And then Saturday night, we were in like, it was like me, Antonio Giovinazzi, and like Ruth Buscom, the strategist for Alpha.
Casual.
We're all just kind of like sitting around in the paddock. And someone mentioned it. And I was like, oh yeah, I actually have it in the room. And they were like, what?
Go get it.
You have to bring it tomorrow. Like you have to bring it. And I was like, well, I mean, as lovely as you guys have been to me this weekend, of course, like I'll absolutely bring it for you guys. And they were like so stoked to see it and take pictures and everything. And it was really cool. And then I don't know like how Martin Brundle knew like anything about anything.
I was gonna say, like, was it because the way it went down? Yeah, I was like, he must have got like the pre-message from Sky Sports, like, "Yo, we're gonna interview," because that's the type of shit. I was like, "Oh, that's why he's got the Oscar," because he knew it was gonna be there.
No,
it's just like
that was not supposed to happen. That was not planned at all.
Mental.
Like, I didn't even know I was going on the grid until the night before the race.
Wow.
And so when they told me that they had a grid pass for me, and so. Yeah, so I got the grid. I found out I was going to the grid the night before the race, and so even after the Brundle interview, I was like, how did he know? How did they know anything about like anything in terms of like the fact that I even knew Lewis in any capacity or like any of them? I was like, this dude has like a forensics team or something. He knew all kind of stuff.
Look, when he started reeling off all of Stormzy's songs and albums on Sunday. I was like, what is going on here, bro? Like, this guy done a lot of research.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man.
I was jealous I didn't get to go to a Grand Prix where Stormzy was performing. So that was pretty good.
He just goes out around London around it. Next time you're here, we'll just go to like the next black event. We'll bowl into him.
Anyway.
I just signed up for Burna Boy tickets at the Garden. So.
Oh yeah, that is. He probably will just pop out there.
You'll finally have some jollof rice because remember you were talking about how you haven't had jollof.
Oh yeah.
We
gotta do that for sure.
Yeah,
grab some before. You gotta get in. Yeah, do it properly.
We'll finally do that.
That is like my dream. I think you said that. My dream is to like be on the grid and then talk to Martin Brundle. I reckon I will go mental. Like, I reckon
you actually genuinely want to speak to Martin?
Really? For me, yeah, because I've been watching Formula One since '95. So for me, like, probably even obviously I listened to Murray Walker and that was great, but even more so, like, I've listened to Martin Brundle. Like, this whole time I've watched Formula One, I've listened to Martin Brundle. I've watched the grid walk. I'm pretty sure I saw the first one, and I've watched it the whole time. So. Like, I've always got a soft spot in my heart. That's why when the whole Megan stuff happened, I was like, oh, my.
All right, let's not get into that.
Let's not get into that because I know you're scarred from like all of that stuff. But anyway, Travon, it sounds like you had like a pretty memorable couple of weeks, man.
Yeah, man. It was special, man. It was really special. And I'm glad that like I have an open invitation. So, if you guys want to hit a race next season, I might, depending on my work schedule, I might be able to work something out.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm going to need your 12-month plan, but I'm going to need to pop something in there. Don't you worry.
I'm definitely going to Miami.
You going to Miami? Well,
I said this to Nyasha yesterday, and he was like, we're not going to Miami.
I'll tell you why we're not going to Miami.
Yeah.
Well, this is before we had a conversation with Travon because the prices are a bit mad.
They are crazy.
You called me broke. You called me broke.
I didn't. I called us broke. But look. That all sounds great. And next season, I'm sure is going to be incredible. But we're all dressed in black today, as you might have noticed.
As I said, we're black, and I saw my G's. You listen to me. I wanted to come on with the balaclava, and I thought, we're family friendly. But
we are in black.
You know why we're all gathered here?
Yeah, go on.
Court is in order, you guys.
Oh, quick, stop, court is back! Order! Okay.
Right.
Are you gonna be in charge of proceedings?
No, you can. You're always in charge anyway. I wish you'd have bought the wig, man.
Where's the wig? Oh, next season I'll have the wig.
This is the streets court.
Yeah. We're about to rough someone up, to be honest. We're asking someone to come around the corner right now. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, quick stop court is in session. In the dock, Michael Masi for crimes against sport. Humanity.
Team Lewis Hamilton. Disrespecting the entire grid, if we're being fucking honest.
We're being honest. Let them know.
I mean,
it's okay. Not yet. It's mad. I was talking to Spanners for Missed Apex, and I love Missed Apex. Those guys are awesome, and I listened to Missed Apex. They recorded like straight after the race, and I remember I was listening to it, and I was like, wow. Spanners was like, you know what? We're gonna have a measured conversation. When it's not gonna be abusive. We're gonna, let's really look at what happened. And they had like a really good conversation about what happened. I was like, that's not us, brother. I said to him today, I was like, wow, I respect what you done. I can't do that. That's not me, brother. Let me tell you now, I am heated. Yeah, I'm heated.
Anybody anything, by the way.
Huh?
I'm just going to make it very clear right now. I don't owe anybody anything.
So it's going to be joined.
My platform. I say what I want, and I'll say what comes off my tongue, bruv. Don't chat to me.
Thandie, I mean, look, you were throwing around the C word last week with absolutely no worries. So I'm sure everyone's fine. Right. God, I'm still so sad about this. Right. So yesterday,
Yeah.
we have a situation where let's forget everything that happened for 57 laps, okay? Not 57 laps, for like 53 laps. Or, yeah, because I think before lap 53 is when Latifi dropped it, right? So we have a situation, guys, where we need to understand what the fuck has just happened. For those of you, and I know you're like, look, before we go on, before we had this podcast, guys, my cousin called me, never watches Formula One. He was like, I need you to explain what happened. Because Lewis, am I moving mad? Or did Lewis get robbed? Or do I just not know what's going on? So we have people who've new to the sport, free
My
to
mother
air.
phoned me.
Bro,
and she was like, what is going on?
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I saw a stat that said 44% of everyone who was watching TV yesterday at the time the Grand Prix was on were watching the Grand Prix. That is like an incredible stat. So we've got all of these people watching the Grand Prix, people watching it for the first time. Safety car is called. Max Verstappen comes into the pit. He was behind Hamilton. When he comes out, he's still in second place, but there are 5 cars in between Hamilton and Verstappen. Those cars are lapped. They are not part of the race per se. They need to go around to the back. To make the rules as simple as possible, the regulations state that any cars behind the safety car, if you let them go past, basically you have to let them go past the safety car and go right to the back of the pack so everyone is in order. If you do that, you got to let them all through, okay? That's the thing it says. Or you can just start the race with them in the higgy-haggy order and then they sort it out between themselves. We get a situation where it doesn't look like we're going to get any racing. They're going to finish the race behind the safety car. And then they're like, we actually might get a lap race. Fine. But it's going to be, at first they say no cars will overtake the safety car. And then in a period of like 10 seconds, they announce the end of the safety car. They say the 5 cars in between Hamilton and Max can go ahead, not the other 3 cars who are lapped. And the race is on.
When have you ever heard that happen?
I'm gonna. I haven't. Travon. I literally don't know because I don't want to start. I don't want to start high, because I won't be able to maintain it. So I want to start and just be like, what the fuck happened, and what is that decision? Can you, without being cynical, give a reason for what he done? I'm not even not being cynical. Can you, without, I guess,
if I can think of the most uncynical interpretation of that moment, I think as soon as Christian Horner gets on the radio and says, why aren't the lap cars passing? Like, let them race, whatever he says. I think Masi panics. I think he thinks this race is about to end.
Yes.
And if when whoever at any point said to him, we need more races under green flags after safety car, whoever, like whenever the excuse he used, if he's thinking about all of these things and is trying to decide, well, what's the best way to compromise this situation, and letting the cars between the first and second place cars pass, we can get like half a lap or however much of a lap that was left, and it'll feel like the race finished instead of finishing under a safety car, and then maybe everybody will still be happy. I don't know how much he thinks about, and this is what I'm also thinking about. I don't know how much he thinks about, the position of the cars, who's in what position, and what's actually happening in the race. Because if you're the race director, I feel like you need to know that Lewis is on hards, Max is on softs. You're about to decide who wins the championship, depending on the decision you make, which is the thing you guys said you didn't want to do, right?
Yeah.
And so if knowing that, and you're hearing it on both radio, Toto and Christian are telling you what you're about to do is wrong. It also flies in the face of what you've done before with Eiffel in 2020, where you let the safety car go 5 extra laps,
Yeah.
and then the rules say technically the safety car should go one more lap, and Lewis wins the race. Like
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that you don't get a big splashy race to the finish, but what just happened was a man raced 57 laps to perfection, to near perfection,
Yeah.
and he earned the place that you just robbed him of by trying to please everybody.
Robbed.
And he doesn't. I think the to his dismay, and I almost think it's like it's his. You've seen it happen throughout the entire season. Is he doesn't have a spine, man? Like he
But
doesn't. He soon as Christian gets on the radio, he's negotiating. He's doing deal or no deal.
bruv,
He's like, you
he's
have to just make a choice. You have to make a decision. You can't have this record of inconsistency to the degree that it costs someone a championship. Like that's the
yeah.
pinnacle of your sport. It is the most when you were at your most visible, you dropped the ball so fucking hard that people are walking away from the sport. People are like, this was my first year watching, I'm never watching it again.
Yeah.
And people who were like, I've been watching this my whole life, and I don't know if I ever want to watch it
I
again
don't ever want to watch it
because
again.
of how bad this year's been regulated, and then how poorly that decision was made. And so, if I think it would have been easier for him to accept criticism from Red Bull and Red Bull fans by following that initial 48.12 regulation
Yeah.
than what they're dealing with now, where you literally the world is saying on all their front page of their newspaper that you stole a championship from the greatest driver in your sport.
In the sport.
And so in that regard, I don't people are like trying to have sympathy for him. I don't have much because it you could have done the right thing. And that's what makes me think you guys didn't want Lewis to win.
Okay, now we'll get into the shit.
That's what
I think with this whole thing, if you guys didn't want Lewis to win. At first, this would have maybe been a bit of a bold statement if I'd said it maybe yesterday, but we would have known. Now, Bernie Ecclestone has recently just done an interview with
Yeah, I
Sky
did see that.
Sports, Sky News, and he said, I would have personally, he said, personally, I wanted Max to win. What does that tell you guys? I think that's very telling of exactly who they that we speak of wanted to win. Now, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist.
Don't lie.
However,
what? Sorry.
I have been rolling this whole conspiracy about how large of an impact Red Bull actually has on this sport at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have 2 questions for you guys, yeah?
Shoot.
Well, not for you guys, but I have 2 questions. Yeah?
Yeah.
Since when are we allowed to change the rules that far into a race? And second of all, Max Verstappen, how do you feel knowing your first championship has come from that little... Does he genuinely feel like he has given his all from that one race? Do you feel like you earned that? Because
I think he has to believe he did, because the truth will just eat at your mind. Like you think about the mentality of Red Bull and Jos Verstappen and Max Verstappen and Hamilton Newton. Like you think about their mentality, and you look at Christian Horner, you look at the entirety of this season. They've demonstrated no ability to have an understanding of that they've been at fault for anything, that they've done anything wrong, that they've not been deserving of
whose fault
every
is that,
single thing.
Trayvon? Whose fault is that?
I think, I mean, to boil it down to its essence, that's just whiteness, man. That's just white privilege. It's just,
Now we're talking about the white fragility. You ever heard that term?
Yeah, absolutely. It's because you think about Lewis doesn't come from a family of racing drivers. Like Lewis's dad didn't leave him at a gas station for not winning a race. He wasn't being used by his parents to become a better driver. Like, these are the things that play into losing the ability to understand that, like, oh, that'll forever be tainted. Yeah, so I mean, the fact that you have a guy who comes from privilege on a team that completely, you know, they prop that whole thing up. Like, Christian Horner's never said Max has done anything wrong this entire season.
Yeah.
Everything that's happened that's gone wrong was either a 50-50 or Lewis's fault.
Yeah.
And you look at the fact that, like, Max lost that race on race terms. It wasn't until Latifi crashes into a wall that he even has an opportunity. If that doesn't happen, Lewis sails off into the sunset. And
Yeah.
and the idea, like, people will say, oh, like, it's a legitimate championship because he won it on the track within race conditions. Like, crashes are part of racing and safety cars are part of racing and blah 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 blah. And it's like, sure, but the decision that the race director made, he had multiple choices and he chose the one that took the championship from the
Yeah.
guy who had been, by all accounts, the entire day winning the race.
I've been saying it, I think, for like the last 4 races now. I think since Brazil, essentially, that the FIA, what we can't have is the show being prioritized over sporting integrity. Like, we can't have decisions being made purely to better the spectacle, whether that's making sure Verstappen and Hamilton are still in a close title fight, or making sure that Verstappen wins races, or whatever. There's so many decisions since Brazil which you can look at. And now with this happening in the cold light of day, are just clear that there is, whether it's implicit or explicit, the FIA have doctored this season end to ensure that they went into the last race in a situation where they would, they could still be equal on points or have this final showdown, and then B, for Verstappen to win the title. There's no way anyone can tell me any different. Like, I get people are trying to say, Masi just made a mistake, he just this and another. If you're going to let lap cars through, you've got to let them all pass. Because now, if you want to let them race, why can't Carlos Sainz have a go at second place? Or why can't, do you mean, whoever was in third at the time?
Lando Norris really wanted to be part of this crowd, because there's a few drivers who chose to be silent and there's those who chose to speak out, George Russell being one of them.
Yeah.
And I could tell Lando really wanted to say what he wanted to say, but he just kept describing it as, I was really confused. And it's like, Lando, just fucking say that you thought it was very unfair. It's so obvious that you want to say this. But so many people have been silenced by this massive corporation. And it's only the ones who are so brave enough to actually say something, such as George, who I actually commiserate. The lot of them, I do not care about.
Yeah.
The rest of them,
I think what did Daniel Ricciardo described it as? He was like, he was on the radio. He was like that it was. I'm so happy I wasn't part of whatever that was. That was absolutely ridiculous. And then they asked him, in the paddock, and he's like, that was just like a very, very interesting
to be
way
fair, I don't know why we're even still asking Daniel Ricciardo stuff anyway. Like, we're asking him anything anyway. Guys, if I talk about what really, as a journalist, what really made me uncomfortable, because I know these agendas. I used to work in for a national newspaper. If you know, you know. I don't want to mention their name in case I get sued. However, there was this real push for that image of Anthony Hamilton approaching Max's dad and like shaking his hand.
Yeah.
And ask Nyasha, because Nyasha was there. Every time they kept putting that image up on Sky, I kept screaming at the TV.
Yeah.
I kept screaming at the TV because it was giving, oh, look, like the black man is bowing down and, he's humbled himself.
Bro.
It was giving...
I love that.
Bro.
It was giving, look like they've let go of their pride, and
Yeah. He
and
would.
that image, whoever's gonna come for me and say, listen, like you've taken it to no, because if that
Crazy.
image, if Anthony had chosen to just console his son and go to the trailer, it would have been, they're rude. Look at these black people, they can't accept defeat.
Yeah.
Right.
It's look, I said it on the account today that I feel sick. I feel physically sick looking at all these journalists who
Mhm,
have spent years
mhm,
bashing Lewis,
mhm.
bashing his clothes, talking about the women he's with, talking about the diversity initiatives he's doing, basically being the absolute tool with which negative Lewis information is brought to the masses. All today, oh, Lewis is so graceful in defeat. I'm so proud of Lewis for being graceful. Lewis and
Graceful.
his, bro, graceful is a dog whistle. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That is
These
Right.
man,
very
these
terrible.
man are saying that this guy, and I'm sorry to the viewers who don't like us saying the N word, but they're saying like he's been a good little nigger today,
Yeah.
and he's put him back in his place. This is where you need be graceful, be humble. People like to humble him, even though he's farthest and away from an arrogant person. But anyway, Trayvon, I guess how I guess
I
yeah.
don't.
Do you kind of yeah? Do you
There's.
see any of that? Are we chatting
I,
shit? Are we going mad?
I'm not chatting shit.
I don't. I don't think. I think if roles were reversed, I don't think you see Josh Verstappen go up to Anthony Hamilton and
Yeah,
shake his hand or
yeah,
any of those things. I don't believe he's demonstrated any ability to do any of those things or be that graceful. And
yeah,
it's always it's always us. It's always black people who have to be
yeah.
graceful, who have to be calm and
Yes,
poised in the face of hardship and defeat.
totally get.
And uh Max walks off the podium and everyone's like, he's competitive. Like of course he doesn't want to celebrate. He is like
Yeah,
blah blah blah. Like all those things. And you know for a fact if it's inverted, if it's the other way around, that's just not what the conversation would have been. It'd been like yeah, I understand he's a competitor. Of course he doesn't want to go and like shake the other dad's hand. Of course he doesn't
yeah,
want to do anything. Blah blah. Blah. Like it's it's this thing that we are constantly on stage presenting our humanity and representing our entire race in everything we
yeah,
do. And everything they do is in isolation. It's like
yeah,
if there's an excuse for it, there's a reason for it.
yeah,
And we don't get the same, we don't afford it the same thing. And so Lewis has to be graceful that entire time
yeah,
because he's the only one. He's
yeah,
the only one. And you think about like the NBA or the NFL where like it's mostly black. It's like they don't have to all behave the same way because there's 500 of them. And
yeah,
so you can't attribute one
yeah,
thing to one group, but when I can't imagine the pressure and the the anger he must feel sometimes by having to do that song and dance because of how it'll be portrayed. But I feel like after 7 championships and then being robbed of 8, I think you can just say fuck it, man. Like I don't care
yeah,
what you think of me. I don't care
yeah,
what you say. I've proven myself. I know I'm the greatest thing that happened to this sport in the last 15 years because
yeah.
I brought an audience you could have never found on your own. I made
Oh
this sport
shit!
cool in a way that you could have never made it cool. No one
God.
gave a fuck about this sport in the way that they do now before I
Yeah,
was here.
yeah,
And Bernie Ecclestone said it himself. Lewis made it cool. Lewis brought
Mm,
celebrities. Lewis made F1 the show that it became,
yeah,
and not a dry, crotchety old biscuit of a sport. And
yeah,
you, at some point, I think I would love to see him go, okay, I've done it, and you've treated me this way, and no more. I'm not biting my tongue anymore. I'm not
yeah,
playing the game anymore. I'm here to win, and I'm here to drive and be the best driver in the world until I'm done, and then that's it.
yeah. I would. Like what really hurts about this is just like watching institutional and like systemic racism just play out so vividly and outrageously on your screen. And like you say, to have to then within that know the emotions that Lewis is going through and know the mask that he's having to put on because of if he was to show emotion, it would add to this feel. He can't even shout on the radio when something's gone wrong. Otherwise, he's an aggressive driver. Oh, he's shouting. Do you know what I mean? God, do you know what
Right.
I mean? God
The
forbid.
black man
It's
shouting.
like aggressive, all of these tropes. And it's just like for me, like having to sit through that and then watch it and just knowing like a fuckery is just happening in front of our faces. Like, and yeah, we've got the sporting side, and like, yes, we've got the humanitarian side, but knowing that as a black man, like, it hurts that we've talked about it time and again. How much have they had to put in front of this guy to try and defeat him? Like,
Everything.
it's
It
a
took four. It
madness.
took four. It took 5 cars and the
Yeah.
FIA to beat Lewis this season.
Like, do you know what I
You had
mean?
Alonso, you had AlphaTauri, you had both Red Bulls, you had the FIA, you had everything they could throw at him, and he beat them within they got him within half a lap,
Yeah.
and it
Half a
had to be
lap.
the FIA.
How strategic that Perez retiring him from the race thing was.
I've seen a couple of things about this. Yeah, I didn't. They were. Someone said that they underfueled the car.
I saw that.
Is what I heard, and that if he didn't retire, they wouldn't have had a sample.
Have they retired Perez in this entire season?
Pardon?
Have they
Retired him?
retired him?
No, I think that was the first time, right?
I think it's the first time that they've retired him. Yeah, I don't think he's retired, obviously, but I don't think they have retired him. What's your thought process?
It all just seems so fucking planned. It feels all very strategic. It feels all very.
From what I hear is they were worried about his car breaking down while he was in front of or while he was between wherever he
Right.
was with Max and Lewis, and they didn't want it to. Oh no, this is what it was. They didn't want his car to break down and cause another safety car,
Right. Ironically.
and
Ironically.
or a red flag, and so they just pulled it.
Yeah.
Which is funny too, because I was saying to a friend this morning, it's like, you can tell Mercedes or AMG and Williams don't communicate in the way that Red Bull and AlphaTauri do in terms of seeing themselves as 4 cars on the grid. Because if they did, there's no way Latifi's racing Mick Schumacher at the back of the grid with 5 laps to go, because
Nicholas Latifi.
you know what's at stake. And so people are like, and I tweeted that, and people are like, oh, like, look, like saying, oh, guy driver races driver, like, what are you talking about? Like, of course
Yeah.
he's like gonna, and it's like, no, fuck that, because it's the last race of the season. It's 5 laps to go. You're not racing for a point. You're not doing anything, and you're a Mercedes car. So at this point, like, just fucking chill, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the season's over. The season's
Yeah.
over, and now your legacy is you're an F1 trivia question of like who basically cost Lewis Hamilton his 8th championship. But the thing that made me feel a little better last night was Trevor Noah called me, because he's a big F1 fan, and
You
him
got
and Lewis are
Trevor.
friends, and we text about it like all the time. And he called me and he was like, I know you feel like really bad. He was like, but this is actually great for Lewis and the sport. And it took a while for me to like find a little bit of solace in that, because he was like, he's like, think about this. He's like, what made Muhammad Ali great? It was losing and coming back. It was winning after the defeat. It was when things were taken from him that he took them back. He goes, like, you can be great and win 8 championships in a row, or win 8 championships,
Yeah.
or you can be the greatest after you've has something like this happen to you, and you come back the next year and you take it back, and
Yeah.
he's like that's going to be so much sweeter for his fans and for the sport. He's like, you can hear the announcers saying after what happened last year and blah 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 blah, Lewis Hamilton 2022 like
Yeah.
he's like it's a great story. He was like, this is the movie. He's like, this is a movie. He goes,
Yeah.
winning 5 championships in a row, he's like, is great. It's not a movie. He's like, it's not. He's like, it's not a lot of adversity built into that. He's like, but this giving him, he's like, he's like, Lewis lives for this stuff. And so, after like having that conversation, it was like, it sucks. It's shitty. And he has a 2-year contract, and he has 2 more opportunities to do this. And he was appealing to the writer in me, who was like, yeah, like, if I'm writing a story, if I'm not if I'm not emotionally connected to it as I am to like wanting Lewis to win
Yeah.
and all those things, of course I would write this kind of defeat into the story. Granted, in real life, we don't know what's going to happen next season, but if I'm controlling the narrative, I do that so that when you watch it, you feel that same rush of excitement you feel when he comes back next
Yeah,
year
man.
and just dunks on everybody. And so now we just have to hope that Mercedes has got the car right, and they've spent all this time this season developing the car because they've not put too much into the W12,
Yeah.
and he's going to come back in March and just eat them up, man.
Yeah.
Look,
going off what Travon said earlier about Lewis having brought in so much coolness to Formula One.
yeah.
This is where me and Nyasha have come in. This is where
Yeah.
all these Black owned podcasts, all these content creation sites that are creating spaces that create conversations about that picture, about what the Black perspective is.
Yeah.
I saw so many people on the timeline who I've never seen in my life talk about Formula One.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen throughout the year, Nyasha's text me. He's been like, I've been out. I saw this random Black guy. He was like, I listened to the podcast with you and Thandie. Or like, I've met people out.
Yeah.
Like, who I've never even met, who are like, I started listening to Formula One because of you. I've got my friends who text me who don't even have any interest in Formula One, but now it's a thing.
Yeah.
Cool. And
Yeah.
he's already got that behind him, you guys. Like, this is a man who has completely changed a sport and the way we view like the sport as Black
Yeah.
people. So yeah, I really like what Travon's just said, that Trevor told him, because it does make sense.
No, 100%.
Yeah. This is
100%.
just that part of the film where we're like, oh damn. He
I'm
needs to get out of bed.
I'm gonna give you guys a round of applause. You're both talking.
It's Rocky, man. It's
lovely shit.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
I was watching Nyasha yesterday, literally like draw tears. My guy was crying.
Why are you hooking me up for, bro?
Crying. My boy was making me chicken. This kitchen paper.
Crying.
Island. He was flipping the chicken. I was like, somebody get him a stiff drink. And I could just tell it got worse and worse as the night went on, because I just saw him just tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. And Nyasha's a young boy, like Nyasha started Formula One from young. And honestly, this platform is the best thing that's ever happened to him in his life. And I know
it is. The thing I was telling Trevor too, though, is why, even knowing that we love that comeback story, is what right now the thing that stings the deepest is, it wasn't like Max just beat him and we're like, oh, Lewis has to get 8 next year. We felt like there was a theft, a crime was committed, a robbery happened, and that we feel violated as an audience, as a fan base, and that's hard to just overcome, and that's the part that stings, even knowing that like there's racing in 97 more days and we have to do this all over again. But it's nobody, even in our lives, like if someone steals something from you, you're pissed. Like you're like, even if I can't buy another one, like you
especially
fucking
the white man.
stole. And they've been stealing from us since the beginning, man. So
Oh my god.
yeah,
No, it's mad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, tears were shed. Um, and it wasn't great. But yeah, like I feel like
I have
I
some.
feel like oh after you sorry.
No, you go. You were talking.
No, I was just yeah, like I'm glad you said that because for me, I was in a place of for me, yeah, this felt like the crowning achievement, right? Like this felt like we've been building. Okay, we'd had the adversity, you know, the car being absolute wheelbarrow. We had we come back, but we have Monza, and then we have you know Brazil, and then we get Qatar, and it's just like yeah, like I thought that overcoming all of that. And then Sunday was going to be like, yes, he overcame it all. Eighth world records his own, and you know we ride off into the sunset with 9 and 10, you know, whatever. Um, but yeah, so it just felt like wow, we didn't do it, and now what? Now what is there? You know, the sports corrupt. I've got to deal with Verstappen fans and all this shit. But there is there is a light in the tunnel, and it's us,
And
and
it's
it's
us.
Lewis, and
Yeah.
it's and it's everyone in the community kind of uplifting Lewis and letting him know he's loved, and him pushing forward. Travon,
yeah,
have you got a bounce?
Bounce.
yeah, man. I sadly have to leave you guys, man. But
That's
this has
okay.
been great. You know, I think I'll leave you with. I think one thing we can be happy about and take like real ownership and love in is the fact that I don't know if there's another driver who will end their career having been in contention for as many championships as Lewis has been in. I
Yeah,
mean, when you
yeah.
look at you put everybody down on the table and you look at how close they came to winning any of the championships they lost. And if things go slightly differently, Lewis has
Nine,
10
nine,
champion
ten. Yeah,
if you give him '07 with the reliability
yeah,
shit and the Rosberg fight like
yeah.
and then this you add three more championships to his coffers and you're looking at somebody with 10 championships like on like a hair split difference
Yeah.
and to be even competing at that level is like he's the greatest in my book, man.
Well, look in a lot of books as well, and you've not told a single lie there, bro. Thank you so much for coming. You've been incredible as always. Round of applause for you.
Thank you guys, thank you for having me.
Well done.
Looking forward to next season.
Yes, look forward to next season, and obviously, yeah, we'll have a quick private chat about the Grand Prix thing. We'll come and do a thing together. No worries, but no, thank you so much for coming on, bro.
Do I need to
Thanks so
save this
much.
recording or is it on your end?
It's on my end, so
All
you
right.
can just skedaddle, mate.
Have
All
fun
right,
in
man.
the
See,
practice.
it's gonna.
See you in a bit.
Open wide.
In a bit. Bye. So,
So,
oh, I might need his online thing. Um, Thandie.
okay, let's just lighten the mood up a bit.
Yeah, go on.
Have some nice little Hamilton's F1 records. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, I saw this. Go on, yeah. Let him know.
So, most wins. All right, let me take the mic off the thing. I'm tired of holding this
Yeah, I
damn.
was gonna say like.
Yeah, like, let me take it off. Bear with me, friends.
Yeah, no worries. Look at this. Consummate professionals here.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Shoot.
My guy, Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Most wins in F1, 103. Most pole positions, 103.
Jesus. You know what? There's actually too many of these. I'm not going
Most
to do a
points.
points.
Yeah. Most points in Formula One, 4,164.5.
Jesus.
Most podium finishes, 182. Most consecutive race starts, 266. Most consecutive points finishes, 48. Most laps led, 5,396. Most races leading every lap, 23. Most wins at different circuits, 31. Only driver to win a race in every season completed.
Facts only. I'm gonna give him the. I'm gonna even give him a bit of that. Have a couple of them as well. Madness. It's crazy, man. Oh shit! Oh.
So this is the Quick Stop F1 season finale.
Season finale. We done it, man. We're here at the end of the thing. I feel like, you know what, yeah? Like, I really thought I'd be able to, like, you know how the podcast was last week and we were pissed off, but we were like, whatever. Yeah. And now it's just, yeah. I mean, I feel drained, man. Like, I feel drained. And I feel like sad because obviously we've got the listeners at home. And no, you guys at home, you don't want to come on here, hear us moaning. And like, so we have a duty to you guys to like kind of, but like, I didn't want to do today. Like, I like every time every level I think about what happened, I can't just think about it in a sporting context. Like, I can't.
Because it's deeper than rap, isn't it?
It's deeper.
Yeah.
It's a deeper thing, Thandie.
Yeah.
So, you know, like Travon said, if Max had just let's say all the lapped cars go round.
Right.
Let's say there was genuinely enough time for one more lap, right? Like, everything was fine, the rules were fine, and then what happens. Join. Okay, we're pissed off. Latifi's fucked us, but that's a different type of hurt. I'll get over that. I don't think I'll get over what's happened. I feel like this is like, I think, you know, sport is supposed to be this thing where it's just like pure competition, right? And now, obviously, people fix games, people fix fights, people fix all kinds of shit. But to see the governing body,
that is the thing. Like, when you fix something, it's not supposed to be that obvious.
You're not supposed to do it in front of millions of people, bruv.
All these people.
It's a madness. It's an absolute madness. And yeah, I hope that Lewis comes back and he's done to them. I think it's crazy that we've not even heard from Lewis yet. Like, we've not heard from Lewis, not heard from Mercedes. We find out, but by Thursday, I think they need to appeal. Or they need to have the appeal done by Thursday. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But it's just a shame. But like you say,
I don't want to speak so negatively on the appeal, but
yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on the appeal? Are you backing an appeal?
I'm backing an appeal. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. There was a little fake rumor going around that Lewis was like,
this is the thing. These are the types of things that they're saying about him. Like, again, to like diminish him or whatever. Like bullshit, bro.
Bullshit. If there is an appeal and they want to take it to appeal, fair play. I don't see them ripping a championship off their thing, which is fine. Whatever.
And you know what? Like, I think a lot of Team LH, a lot of Hamilton fans, like, I don't think any of us are saying we want the championship. Obviously, it would be nice, yeah? Like...
Yeah, at this point, we definitely don't want it.
I don't want it...
Certain people have had their fingers on it. I don't want it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Like, it's tainted. Whatever. If they give it him, fine. But it's like... Basically, what the FIA said when they rejected it was that it doesn't matter what is in that fucking document, what is in the regulations, the race director can interpret them and use them as he wishes. So basically, if the race director wants to do something that is not in the rules, then he has the right to do that. That's fucked.
That's so fucked. Do you realize how, guys? Can you actually deep that, please? Can you deep that?
Do you mean?
So if I have decided that, you know, Liverpool has 5 points up from Arsenal and then we're at our last 10 minutes, I can just then say, do you know what? I think Arsenal should win.
Yeah. I think Arsenal win. Okay, you know what? Actually, let's say Arsenal like 3 points behind Liverpool and playing it. I say, actually, you know what? This game, 4 points win. Like
Yeah,
you get 4
4 points
points for
actually.
4 points for a
I've
win,
decided I'm gonna get rid of half your players and just
bro.
yeah.
No, come on, man. I'm sick and tired. You know what? Yeah, no one's calling out the shit. Everyone's sucking on the teat. No one's
Sucking on
saying
the teat.
sucking on the teat, bro. No one's saying cut the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it.
Apart from my guy George Russell, he's straight
Brother,
out.
hey, George Russell, Langman.
George is like, give me my phone. I'm
Man
going
said,
on.
give me my phone.
George. Yeah.
He's crazy. George said, I'm gonna
what?
back the beef. Hey, George saw the fight at the back of the bar. I was like, what?
George
Bro,
said, if gang pull up, are you gonna back your bro?
are you gonna?
And he did.
Don't leave him. Wait.
Anyway, yeah.
Like it's just no one like all these journalists trying to tell me, it's been a great season.
Yeah.
Don't say all these things.
Please
Like,
don't at us on Twitter. We're the Blackety Black podcast. You know who we're backing, bruv.
I can't. I'm not here to be. The thing is, yeah. People say that we're the dickheads for not being not being impartial. I'm looking at fuckery happening. I'm looking at people who are supposed to be impartial, just chatting shit.
Chatting shit.
Chatting shit.
Please don't invite me to your spaces because I'm not here to talk about fish.
Oh wow.
I've been invited in a few spaces. You know, there's the respectful ones that I did step on. You know, I love my F1 content creators, and there was people I like to call unprofessionals who invited me on. I wasn't going to speak on that. I'm not going to speak on rubbish, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking on it. And please, my DMs, I had to close my DMs. I don't know about you, but last night I got a whole
You got a lot of DMs?
Verstappen people in my days.
Oh, really? What, did you get caught?
Yeah.
I didn't get anything.
Yeah, I got it because I tweeted. I tweeted, send me Christian Horner's tears.
Oh, you did. That's
Guys,
unfortunate.
it was going so well.
Right.
At one point, me and Yash were like, should we take a nap?
Bro, we were like, this is calm. I was like, I was thinking about what I was going to do. I was thinking of like...
beers in the fridge.
Beers in the fridge. I was like, I was thinking of who I was going to what I was going to say. I was thinking of what corner I was going to say. And then the last day happened, and I was like, we're fucked. No, I said, we're fucked. We're fucked. And then, actually, Paris sent it to me, so I'm gonna stick in the last
clip, our reaction.
Paris recorded us watching the last 3 laps or last 3 or 4 laps, and you can see a man's heart break in front of you. You can see Thandie. You know what he done? Thandie went all like Nollywood, bruv. You know, so like Nollywood auntie, someone's died, yeah. The way she was laying on the sofa, yeah. It was like her husband. Her husband had died in a Nollywood film. Jesus Christ.
I was really dramatic.
Oh my God. Oh no! Look, we were in pain.
The house was silent for a good.
It was mad. It was crazy. We were silent for a bit, and then I went to
our phone just vibrating.
Bro, yeah. Oh man, your phone must have got mad last night when I just started ranting. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you know what? I don't really have much more to say about the race.
No.
I guess what I think we should do we'll do a season end pod, and we can do maybe do awards, and discuss people as a whole. I think that would be cool.
We should invite some fans on.
Yeah, we'll do another fan forum. I feel like we come on every week and we thank you guys, but really thank you. Like we got to 4K on Twitter last night or today. We're up to 730 subscribers, so we're not far from. We're gonna be. I think hopefully by the time next season comes around, I think we're gonna be monetized, which is awesome. That's a nice thing, and obviously we've got the merch that should be landing
don't
anytime.
forget about the merch, guys. We still got you.
So
Merch.
yeah, we just really appreciate everyone, and like, you know what? Yeah, like, I am not a professional podcaster, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not in the headspace to discuss this in any way other than I've just seen the biggest fuckery in my whole fucking life,
Yeah.
and I I'm still really sad about it. I'm gonna
And I'm not
cry.
trying to offend anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
Do you know what I mean?
both need to be offended. If you're offended, you probably deserve to be offended.
Yeah, and I think people, obviously, like, us, like, we love to go off, and we will go off when necessary. Yeah, I love it. I'll facilitate it going off, but it just doesn't even feel right. We haven't even heard from Lewis yet. We don't know what Mercedes are gonna do. It still feels really raw. But the best thing about this season has been connecting with you guys,
Yeah.
and seeing and kind of just growing with you guys, and I feel sorry that we can't give you something a bit more grand, I guess, but we've got a lot of plans for you guys, and we love you. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Am I just being too
No.
sad?
I actually hear it because, like,
I feel like this is therapy
we're
right
not
now.
even.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I just had to
We're not
just like
even
bared my
like,
soul out
you
to
know what I mean? When we don't get paid to do this, something that wakes us up every day to say, "Hey, Nyasha, on a Sunday, should we record? Hey, do it on Monday." And
Yeah.
always you guys, the pit stop peoples, you Thandie Hive, you lot stay on Nyasha's neck, and I love that. They
We do.
stay on you.
They
They're
do.
like, Nyasha, bring it out. So you guys have always been the people who just keep it going.
Yeah,
Our
we
haters are our
definitely.
motivators. That's one
Haters,
of ours.
one of our motivators. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do love the haters. I do love the haters.
haters are the best part.
Um,
Jen-
uh, yeah,
yeah.
100%. But we'll be here. I think we're gonna try and keep up some kind of recording off season. I definitely want to make F1 content,
Mhm.
and I definitely want to maybe mix some of the food and F1 stuff. I was
I
like thinking,
definitely want to, yeah.
so after you.
Yeah, I definitely want to connect with some PRs. So if you are a cool PR,
Oh
you
yeah.
want to work with Quick Stop, our
Let
email
us,
is
quickstopf1pod@gmail.com.
put it
Oh,
somewhere.
this is somewhere. We'll put it somewhere. I also
Yeah.
want to get in some writing. I think I want to do some F1 writing as
Yeah.
well. So all kinds of stuff. We're gonna grow.
Yeah.
We're gonna grow this thing, and we want you to help grow with us. Well done, Max Verstappen. Like, you didn't necessarily cheat yourself, and so I don't have any real, like, angst against Max himself.
Mhm.
But I
Even Nicholas Latifi, to be honest.
I don't know. Of course not. Of course I'm not bothered about
Yeah,
Latifi.
don't ever think that we're blaming Latifi.
Like, Joey, like, he's a donut, and he's
He's a
definitely
donut,
he
yeah.
fucked our shit up. But like,
Definitely our donkey of the day. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, who's donkey of the day? I mean,
Latifi.
Latifi, Masi,
Masi,
Christian Horner.
Chris
Oh, there's a
uh,
couple things actually. Yeah, I want to just say, yeah, Christian Horner,
Jerry Halliwell.
Jerry Horner, if I'm being respectful.
Mhm.
Um, so Christian done an interview outside of the Mercedes motorhome, which I thought was like very distasteful. Christian mentioned Nicky Lauda and he said Nicky Lauda was a part of Let Them Race. He would have wanted that. Like, Nicky, don't ever put
Don't you
Nicky's name.
ever
Put
speak
his
about
bruv
Nikki like that in your life.
in your life,
In your life, don't you ever
bruv.
what Nikki would have wanted.
Hey, Nicky would have wanted you to shut your
To
black
trust.
mouth,
Never
bruv.
speak about Nikki's boy like that.
Bro, that's actually, I was like, you're disgusting, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. I didn't. I think. I think what we want to. What I'd love to do at some point, maybe in postseason, is talk about. I want to talk to an F1 journalist. Yeah,
Mhm.
like, I want to get a journalist on. I just
Mhm.
want to ask them why no one? Why do they do like? I would love a journalist to just like straight up not lie to me and just talk about like working with narratives, how they contribute to that within F1. Like, is what they write different to what they actually think? Like, how much do they have to censor themselves? And all these things that contribute to what gets fed to us, basically. And I would love to know that. But I'd love to have a conversation. Yeah, I thought the Sky analysis at the end really pussyfooted around what happened.
You've been knowing about Sky though.
I mean, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
Tell you
and
what you rate. The
who?
ESPN social media manager. Always 10, 10, 10.
Okay, yeah.
ESPN.
Okay, but they keep deep frying the photos, bruv. They're putting the deep fry filter on. I don't understand what's going on.
That tells me that's a black person. That tells me.
You reckon as a black person from the hood,
From
bruv.
the hood, didn't it?
Like
Instagram days. I
bruv,
do.
deep fry. That's like during like 2013 Instagram, bruv. Like that is. I'm not. I keep seeing this filter. I'm like, bruv, what are you doing? But pick up ESPN. Yeah, I think they changed the guy as well or whoever it was, because the one before kept stealing content.
Oh.
And I think they kept getting called out, and now they've stopped stealing content. So well done to those guys. And yeah, I guess, congrats to Max, congrats Red Bull. I saw people getting like people on Twitter getting at people saying congratulations Red Bull, like, fuck Red Bull, fuck Max, but at the end of the day, season's done now. Unless we, until we find out more, the season's done. Congrats to them. Enjoy it. Next year we're coming back. We want it in blood.
Yeah,
and
we want it in blood. You heard that? I've never
heard that?
seen a Jaeger bomb again in my life, darling.
You gotta have it with the cheap, boost.
Yeah,
like the 33p one. No, them things there.
Those cheapest in the shop.
Oh,
no. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We're not touching. Oh yeah, all Monster.
Jaeger might still with Monster.
I don't think it. I reckon he could, but I reckon it'd be. I mean, no disrespect to Monster, but I reckon it'd be butters, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be nice at all.
I don't even drink energy drinks anyway. I've got enough energy.
No, well, you just swinging from a can of Coke there, so.
Because I'm at my mum's and
I knew it. You're so Zimbabwean. I was like, she's back home, straight on the fizzy drinks, bro.
I was probably wondering where. Guys, I was so upset I had to come back to my mother's house. Like a deep happened this weekend.
Man, Thandie, I've just touched my eye. I've been cooking with Scotch bonnets. Oh,
you do this all the time.
I actually do all the time. Sorry, there's one more thing I wanted to say. I think I said it already. Oh yeah, South Africa. As soon as you guys get that race, we are coming.
You guys are off the red list.
Oh yeah. To be fair, we might even just.
Might
just go and do a link up. I can't wait for 2023, bro. I need to come out there. I need to see you guys. You guys, I always see you guys supporting. You're such a large part of our listenership, and it means a lot to us, obviously, because of where we're from, and just like obviously being part of that region, and yeah, like it's just important. It's nice. It's really cool. So thank you, and thank you, Black F1 Twitter, for just incredible content the whole time. I really wanted to do more of a structure on this pod, but I mean, I think.
Well, we're trying, isn't it?
We're trying, but
what?
I just I have nothing to say other than it was a fuckery.
It was a fuckery. We got shagged on live TV again.
Man.
So not a lot to say.
Not a lot to say. And congrats to Carlos Sainz on the podium and beating Charles Leclerc. That is massive.
Yeah. I think dare cheater VB.
Pardon?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Moving on. Who else can we give it? Oh, Yuki got fourth place.
Well done. Hey, did you see? Because I think they kept Bottas out. So he got passed by Sainz and Yuki, and Yuki's pass on him was fucking gorgeous, bro.
Wow.
It was so good. Because we didn't see any. I don't think the Science was not in third, but behind us eight. I think pretty. And then he basically worked his way up to third. He passed by us on the last lap, and Yuki did as well. And yeah, he did so well. And there's a little video of him punching the air afterwards, and he's so cute. And look, he and I think it's a good end to the season. Other than obviously the crash and the wing incident, I think he's actually been quite strong in the last few races.
Yeah, he has actually.
I think that was a good a good session for a good season. Well, not a good season, but a good race for Yuki. Sebastian Vettel won the most overtakes in the year award, aka the washed up driver award. He beat Alonso to it. Thank God. So I won't have to deal with fucking El Plan. See, he had El Plan on his wing. What a dickhead, bro. Fucking dickhead.
Also, special goodbye to Kimmy. Kimmy's gone. We'll leave you alone now, Kimmy.
Yeah. Bye, Kimmy.
Bye, Kimmy.
Bye, Kimmy. You know what? Yeah, I'm just. There's a lot of shit that people are feeding me, and I'm not being fed it anymore. I don't care about Kimi Räikkönen. I haven't cared about Kimi Räikkönen for a long time. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Kimi Räikkönen's like Ja Rule. Who the fuck is what saying? Who even saying what Ja Rule?
What does Ja think? Every time they ask him a question, actually, what does Kimi think?
What Kimmy thinks?
What does Kimmy think? We need to know what Kimmy thinks. And also, Kimmy is such white privilege. Do you think me? Yeah, you think I could just bowl around giving one-word answers, bro?
Exactly. Kimmy is the epitome. Right, there you go. What I said earlier.
Yeah,
it's different when it's a black man. So anybody 100%. Whoever wants to say, you guys don't always have to make it about race. The proof is in the pudding.
I'll make it race as much as I want.
Inside the house.
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Are you actually crazy? No, I'm sorry, yeah. A man has been given one-word answers for 20 years, and he's revered for it.
And he's oh, we love him.
What a person! He's such a person. My girl was watching it. I was watching an interview. She was like, "This guy is a dickhead." I'm like, "Yeah, he's just very rude." Anyway, enjoy your life, Kimmy. I reckon, obviously, he's definitely a nicer person outside of Formula One, and it's definitely a persona and whatever. But for me, I think, doing well done to him. I don't care. He won the championship the year that Lewis could have won it, so I was really pissed off with him about that. And then since then, I just think I just couldn't care less. Yeah. So Kimmy's gone, Antonio Giovinazzi's gone. Great hair.
Great hair.
Great gowns.
Beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. But I think we should definitely do an episode on this, to be fair, because this is quite funny now. What? I say we get drunk, we hop on the podcast again, we get some fans on, and we do an award show. Yeah,
should we just do it? We'll do an award show, and then we'll just give out we'll think of some categories.
Yeah.
And we can just take the piss, to be honest, because this is what this season's been. It's been a fucking piss take.
We're gonna take the piss. We're gonna end it on the piss, innit?
Jesus, but look, guys, let's wrap it up. We will see you. Let's try and keep up every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm trying to figure out next month, 2 weeks Monday is what? That is the 27th. Can you do the 27th?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. I think I'll be back from wherever I am. So let's do the 27th. And we actually have got some good guests lined up for the postseason. I think we've been talking to some American guests. I know we've got potentially got I don't know. Yeah, I might as well. We've got the pit girls.
Pit babes.
The pit babes. We've got some people who used to be pit babes. Yeah. And that was something we were trying to line up when we first started.
Yeah, we've been trying to line it up for a while.
Yeah. So, that's going to be mad. I can't wait. Fun. That's going to be such a hilarious conversation. But they were they were loving it. Mate, imagine that's your bag, and then they just cut your bag like that.
I'm not even gonna lie. I would accept a job as a pit babe.
Bro, are you mad? Just what? Stand about, go to the expensive places, look peng.
Do you know what I mean? Just chill.
That's not look, but obviously we understand that it was a
Yeah,
bit backwards and
yeah.
all of
It's
them things there.
like,
But also, I want to support women making money.
exactly.
So,
A woman getting her bag in. Well,
do you know what I mean?
we'll get them. We'll get them on. We'll get
We'll
them
get
on.
them on. Look, I think because people talk for people a lot,
Yeah.
and I want to hear what these girls have to say.
I mean,
Do you know what I mean? So I think we've got them coming on. We've got I spoke to Bradley Philpott. He's going to come on, who is the driver on Missed Apex podcast, and he's just got to 10K today, and he's been doing like really good spaces. We've got all manners of people that we've got lined up to come on in the postseason, and we want to have conversations and keep. And I don't want to necessarily just drag on like this season. I'd love to just have more like holistic, rounded conversations about the sport. I think that would be really cool, and we'll go from there, man.
any final words?
You know what? Sorry. Congratulations to Lewis Hamilton.
Congratulations.
I just want you to know, like, Lewis, I love you. Like, I don't think that I could ever really put into words what you mean to me. And you didn't deserve what happened on Sunday. But I just think that you have shown from the very moment you came in, but this season, the adversity you've had to overcome, the initiatives you started. This guy says he's putting 20 mil of his own money into diversifying motorsport. This guy has worked with 22 black creatives, and every T-shirt he's had with George the Poet poem, and 20 creatives have got to work on that. You went to the what is that fashion show called? The Met Gala, and you partnered with young black designers and literally gave them a seat at the table. You this season have given us, I think, some of the most classic F1 races of all time. If you weren't in that Mercedes car, Max Verstappen would have won it ages ago. You are loved by so many. You're appreciated by so many. I hope that you're okay, and I love you. And I just wanted to say that. Basically.
That's really nice.
That's it.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Yeah, man. Cool. Right. So we're gonna go. Get the fuck.
Being thugs.
No, bitch. It's enough of the bitch nigga shit.
No, I'm joking. That was beautiful, Nyasha. Absolutely beautiful.
See how Thandie, you're like she's like the hardest one. Now I can see, yeah. You know what Thandie said she would have played at her wedding. Tell them what you want played at your wedding.
What did I say? Because I've said a lot of stuff.
Said a lot of stuff. She said you wanted Big Pimpin'.
Pimpin', yeah. I want to walk down the aisle to Big Pimpin', take him out the hood, keep him looking good. You know me. You know my style.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
But look, I can't believe also. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We had mad technical difficulties.
Yeah.
And as soon as Travon hopped off, I reckon it's Travon. I'm not even like
US Wi-Fi.
I'm gonna say the US Wi-Fi. It wasn't on it. It's janky.
Not ours, mate.
Not us. Not just me and you. Oh, now you want to work? Fucking prick.
Anyway,
we're gonna go, guys. We'll see you in a couple of weeks when I guess we'll do the fan forum. We'll get as many of you guys as we can on. We'll give away awards. We'll have some fun. We'll have a party. Let's have a celebration of Quick Stop. Like we did it. We had the best black podcast in the game. Fucking, we should celebrate that.
Bring it off. Let it ring.
Do you know what I mean? Let me talk my shit. Let me talk my shit. No one's got the engagement like us. No cams like us, huh? Every episode we're doing a video that thing's hilarious. What? How you mean? How you mean?
What you mean?
So we're going to celebrate that. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Happy
holidays, not Michael Masi. I hope your gravy is cold. I hope your turkey's dry. It probably will be because you are of that.
You're dry yourself. There you go.
And on that note, take care, guys.
Goodbye.
Happy holidays.